Family Center on Technology and Disability, DeCapta Accessible Communication Developers, FHI 360, The Science of Improving Lives, present Assistive Technology, a look at the evaluation. Picture of 2 girls smiling and 1 boy using his fingers to read a map. Our children. Rosa.
My son is Edward. He loves his karate class. He loves to go to the park, and also he loves to use the computer.
Edward smiles in front of a screen.
Jose Angel is a 9-year-old boy, a happy boy. He loves to help others. Look, who is this? Jose, Lupita. He loves to play soccer. What we love to do together is to read the Curious George stories.
Yichi.
My daughter's name is Princess. I gave her that name because she is my princess. She's a happy girl. She loves music. She loves to sing. We love to sing together with the karaoke machine. We dance together, and we enjoy the moments that we are together.
What is assistive technology? Rosa.
Well, I didn't even know what assistive technology was, so I got my information from the teachers, and they informed me about the communication device. So they told me that my son needed an evaluation to determine if he needed the machine.
Yichi.
I was taking my daughter to a speech therapy to help her speak better. There were many children at the place that I noticed had a machine, and I got interested. I asked the speech therapist how I could obtain this machine for my daughter, and she gave me the information. Assistive technology is not just a computer. They gave Jose Angel a desk and a lamp so that he could do his homework better.
Dr. Edwin Vega.
Assistive technology is any device bought or created that could be used to augment, maintain, or develop the functional skills of the students. When we speak about functional skills, we are referring to the strengths of all of our students, and we know that all of them have strengths. What we look for is for them to be able to participate fully in activities at home, in school, in the community, or at a job.
Josie Mangiovi.
Assistive technology could be these cards that the students could use with the teachers. I want to play.
Josie shows 3 small-sized picture cards made of cardboard. The first card has a picture of 2 boys with the ball, the second card shows a red pencil next to a green pencil, and the third card shows 2 hands under a water faucet. On top of the desk are 2 styluses. One is T-shaped and the other has a white knob on one end. There is also a small board divided into open grids which allow you to see laminated picture sheets.
I want to color. I have to wash my hands. Or it could be a stylus for different ways to hold it, to be used with communication equipment. There's another one that could be held differently. And here we have equipment that could be used, and it is a bit simpler, and another that's more complex.
Josie Mangiovi turns on an electronic device. He slides his fingers down the screen and grids with pictures appear. 2 girls and a boy are sitting at a table eating a snack. Dr. Edwin Vega looks at the screen and camera of a laptop. He has a small, round, gray transmitter on his forehead which he uses to move the cursor on the computer. Edward and his 2 sisters touch the screen of an electronic tablet with their fingers. Jose Angel writes in a notebook. Dr. Yolanda Rodriguez speaks to a group of preschoolers and gestures with her hands.
Here we use the laptop and the projector, and we digitize the stories so that we can use the story reading for the benefit of the children. And we have 2 students, one in 1st grade and one in 6th grade, who are integrated to the school. There, they use assistive technology with the FM system. And they also have an electronic blackboard, which is fantastic. And it can be used in all the classes, in math, in reading, science, social studies, and others. And they benefit in and out of the classroom.
How do you obtain assistive technology?
Most parents find information about assistive technology through the teacher, other parents, or by observing their children's therapy. I didn't know how to begin asking for assistive technology. It is such an important piece in our children's education.
The best option is to request an evaluation for assistive technology during the IEP meeting, or as it is known in Puerto Rico, the Committee for Programming and Placement.
But if the meeting has already taken place, you can request an evaluation at any time. It is important to do it in writing. The letter goes to the files, and the school has to answer. It can be done in English or Spanish.
Who evaluates the assistive technology? Dr. Edwin Vega, Faculty of Education of the University of Puerto Rico.
During the IEP meeting, we determine the skills that we will work with the student and how assistive technology will support the process. The makeup of the evaluating team can vary, depending on the specific needs of the student. For example, if they have a need for communication and also a need for positioning, we would involve two specialists. That would be the speech pathologist and the occupational therapist.
We as parents are a very important piece to the evaluating team because we know all about our children. We know what they like and what they don't, what they can use and cannot use. This is very important to let the evaluating team know.
Example of an assessment, Josie Mangiovi, speech pathologist.
Today, I will evaluate a 9-year-old boy who has communication difficulties. We will begin with different devices, and we will have different options to see which one would work better with him. We begin with little cards of nouns and verbs to see if he can identify the pictures in the cards. We then look at the equipment. This equipment has these sheets, and these can be changed as well. When you press a button, it says something.
I'm a boy. My name is Nicholas.
So I instruct him to find a message and touch the button to see if he can identify the picture and see what message he can communicate. If he does really well with this one, we can look at the dynamic. You turn it on, and here are the buttons. When you press them, it goes into another page. And then you can say things.
I want to drink some water.
A child seated next to speech pathologist Josie Mangiovi touches the interactive screen.
Good.
When we finish the evaluation, looking at which one is better for the child, we also ask them which one they would prefer to use.
The boy lifts the interactive
Is that a
screen.
little bit better? A little bit lighter? Yes? Okay. So do you like this one better or do you like this better? You like this one better. Okay, good.
Then we have the results of the evaluation, and we send all the forms to the teacher, and we have the IEP meeting.
Where is the assessment done? Dr. Edwin Vega.
The student must be evaluated in his natural environment. In other words, the environment where he is using assistive technology, which could be at the school, in the cafeteria, the park, in the community in general.
Preschool children having snacks.
The evaluation could be done at home if your child receives their formal education there.
How do you choose assistive technology? Prince's mother, Yichi.
I've seen children with more advanced equipment, and I ask myself, why can't my daughter have the same?
You have to take into consideration that the most advanced or most expensive technology does not necessarily solve the problem. There are many low technologies or low-cost technologies that can also address the need of the student. Nevertheless, we must create a competitive advantage from an early age in order to prepare this boy or girl for life.
You need to try several options with the same child because you don't really know the child. So you start with something simple and then move on to something more complex if the child understands it and can manage it.
This device is like a computer, okay? So we're gonna slide this screen.
The boy slides his finger on the screen.
Good. And now you see we have different pictures here.
Edward's mother, Rosa.
Edward had received a machine that was very heavy and slow, and it was uncomfortable to take outside. So now they did an evaluation and gave him a different machine that is more comfortable and faster and has more vocabulary. They first gave him a magnifying glass that he had to put over the paper to see better, but that didn't work. They then gave him a small hand lamp that I had to hold, but he bent over so much that the lamp wasn't working either because it hurt his eyes. Also, sometimes he would cast a shadow when he put his head down closer to the paper. Now he has a lamp that works much better for him to do his homework.
Dr. Edwin Vega.
We need to emphasize that the recommendation for assistive technology is based on the specific needs of the student.
Can you tell me that you have a pet?
The boy touches a grid on the screen with his finger.
I have a dog named Whiskers.
Good job. Go ahead and erase that.
We make our recommendations to support the children academically and socially.
How long does the process take?
The evaluation time varies from state to state. However, from the time the evaluation is scheduled to the time a result is obtained, there should be no more than 60 days.
Training.
The process does not end once the child receives assistive technology. It's necessary for the parent, the teacher, and others involved with the child to receive training so they can use the equipment with the child.
Edward's mother, Rosa.
They send the machine home from school, and I work at home with it. But I feel it is a little difficult to use the machine because we haven't received enough training. Sometimes we as parents think that assistive technology works like a magic wand, but it's not like that. It's how you use the equipment, how the teachers use it, the parents, and everyone who is around our children.
Do you want to eat?
Eat.
Show me what you want to eat.
Salad.
You want salad? What else?
The truth is that the magic wand is the teamwork.
Assistive technology. Benefits. Edward's mom, Rosa.
I feel very happy because my son was very different, and I thought he was never going to change, but he has. He's now 12 and he's become more independent.
Edward lifts a trophy.
I feel very happy about my son's improvements.
Yichi.
My daughter had an activity with the other children, and she really didn't have to get up and sing. But she did. She took the microphone, and I got very emotional. Everyone stood up and applauded her.
Rosario.
My biggest satisfaction is everything I've achieved for him, all the changes he has gone through, because he has changed a lot. He's speaking a lot more, he's more fluid in his words. I can understand him. He now says, "Mom, I'm hungry." Before he wouldn't do it. "Mommy, I love you so much." Most surprising is that the teacher told me that I was his best friend. She asked in class who was their best friend, and he said it was me. His mom was his best friend. It's such a great satisfaction. I couldn't tell you. To see him every day growing and progressing, at school and at home. He's growing and getting better.
A look into the future. Josie Mangiovi, Master in Language Pathology.
I want to tell the parents that if at any point they feel that their children need assistive technology, to please ask the teacher.
The difference that we see between those children who reach their potential is how mom or dad get involved in the process to make sure that that child can really reach that potential. So keep fighting, keep looking for information, and I assure you it will make a difference in your child's life.
Family Center on Technology and Disability, DeCapta Accessible Communication Developers, FHI 360, The Science of Improving Lives. Financial support provided by the Office of Special Education Programs, OSEP, U.S. Department of Education, Ideas that Work. Video description has been provided by DeCapta with the support of the U.S. Department of Education.